at how the market is this week, we have a little bit of good news, little bit of bad news. Looking at the Canadian dollar to start with, we had a few hiccups with that last week. Obviously, Stats Canada announced that in the month of July, Canada lost 31,200 net jobs, so the biggest 1 month drop in full-time work in nearly 5 years. So that really affected the price of the Canadian dollar a little bit. The price of oil was a little bit lower, but then David, you mentioned it's up on the screen right now. We're looking at $41.80 a barrel, but you had said it's gone up a bit this morning.
I was watching Global News this morning, and they did their Acumen Capital thing, and oil was up 70 cents first thing this morning. So up over 42, right around 42.50, I think. So it is moving, and it's definitely a moving target. Hopefully it'll keep going in that upwards direction, back up to the projection we got from Deloitte now about 4 weeks ago, that they really expected oil to stay around that just above $50 range through to the end of the year. And I think what we like to see is stability. So if it stays at 50, that's okay, because people gain confidence that it's going to sit there. It'd be nice to see it keep going up, but volatility makes people nervous, and that's when they sit and wait.
And there's been a lot of volatility.
Yep,
Especially
since Brexit, it seems.
Yeah.
It really seemed to be the big catalyst making it bounce up and down.
The Canadian dollar has stabilized since it went down a little bit last week. We're at 75.94 versus 75.75 last week, and that is projected to go up a little bit because in general the Canadian economy minus that number isn't actually doing that poorly compared to world economics right now. So it is making for a very strong US dollar in comparison, but we do expect to see that go a little bit higher, fingers crossed. David, why don't we start chatting about the number of listings?
So we've seen a little bit of movement in the listings as we're getting back out of holiday mode, I think, and people are starting to look at it. We've seen listings bounce up to 6,059 in Calgary from 5,877 last week. Red Deer is up 20 listings at 676 over 656 last week. Months of inventory for the absorption rate in Calgary is sitting very balanced for single family at right around 2.5. Condos are still up there, and the balance is right around 4 months right now. So still sitting total in a buyer's market, but for single family, we're still verging on it becoming a seller's market. Right.
Let's chat about our surrounding areas months of inventory right now. Seeing a little bit of the same trend. We're not just up on everything. Okotoks is at 3.89, Airdrie 3.19. Cochrane 5.05, Strathmore 4.73, Sundre 8.67, and Red Deer 4.75. And our benchmark price right now is at $440,000, basically flat, down 0.06%. So that's pretty stable.
Yeah, if we'd had one more sale in the month over $1 million, or in that week, it would be bounced up. So it's been a pretty stable market for the most part. So it's been pretty good. Our realtors are still starting to see business if they're working hard. It's happening. The key being priced correctly for the market. We're seeing competitives then. We're seeing good properties move quickly. But it really is about educating the seller and the buyer as to what the market is, so buyers understand right now you can't go in 50 grand low. It's just not going to happen. Sellers are going to push back.
And as far as CIR and the market is concerned, but particularly our brokerage, we always have a very strong September and even October. We do very well in those months, so we'll have to see how that's going to pick up.
Well, and also we just saw the stats come out last week, really for the end of the month for July from CREB, and we strongly beat the market. I mean, the market was down significantly in total sales, and CIR was up over last year. So I think it speaks well of all the programs that we're doing, things like we do on CIR Live that keep our agents at the top of their game so that they always seem to be performing better than the market right now, and something they can talk about when they're out there on their listings.
Absolutely. Very cool.